Welcome back
Greetings.
to the Solar Disco Force Super Show.
The podcast.
The podcast, that's right.
Yep. Long names. We're known for that.
Yeah, just
The Solar Disco Force Super Mega Awesome Explosion Show. The movie.
The movie.
The soundtrack.
The animated series.
The what?
The animated series
Yes.
of
And
the
then-
soundtrack.
Still waiting on that call from Netflix.
And Game Theory episode.
But that's just a theory. Oh, so, as you can tell, we are in Groove Machine's charging bay today.
Is that what we're calling this?
It looks an awful lot like it belongs to Groove.
It looks more like a Japanese sex dungeon.
It most certainly is not. I can assure you it's not.
That scares... Is there such a thing?
I'm sure there is.
Oh, I thought you would know.
That.
Okay.
No.
No, you just brought it up like, I can assure you it's not. Like there was some version of a Japanese sex dungeon that was like 15 times worse than this.
I mean, it could be, I guess.
Where you can only eat ramen noodles and like human centipede things happen for all I know, and just...
That seems vaguely racist.
No, I think human centipedes can happen to anybody.
I don't know. I've only seen that movie once, and it was a very, very long time ago.
I refuse. I am not watching that. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No.
I saw the South Park version.
Yeah, that was a little funnier, but dumb.
The Sent iPad.
Yeah, that wasn't very funny as a joke. I didn't think. Like it would just seem like they wanted. I love how this is the BAM podcast and we're talking about South Park episodes. It just seemed like they just wanted to shove a human centipede joke in there.
Well, South Park's really transitioned away from straight up comedy. It's always been like social commentary mixed with comedy, and now it's shifted more towards just social commentary.
That's valid.
Things aren't necessarily as funny because everything sucks.
That's true. Everything does seem to kind of suck right now. We talked about that last episode.
Well, I think we've talked about it every episode, but
everything's sucking.
it's the world we live in currently.
That's valid. Okay, band podcast.
Band
Japanese
podcast.
sex dungeon. Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what do we want to do first?
Well, usually we tell a band story.
First?
Well, we usually dick around for a while.
Well, we can still dick around. What do you want to dick around about?
Well, now it's not organic.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, see, now we have to manufacture dicking around.
We have to manufacture our dicks.
Your dick is already manufactured.
You can do that. They
You're a
have a
Groove
kit on
Machine.
Amazon. You can totally do that.
Oh, the Clone-A-Willies?
Yeah.
Yeah, those
You
are
can
those
do
are
that.
things that exist.
You can manufacture dicking
I saw
around.
a confession post on Reddit once. Yeah.
Yeah?
They cloned their willy, and then they did themselves with themselves. They fucked themselves.
I don't know how personal do we get on the Solar Disco Force Super
I
Show,
mean,
the podcast?
this show is raw and uncut,
That it is. It's mostly uncut. Yes.
except for when the helmets come off.
Yeah. I can't imagine it's a secret now. Like, I'm trans as shit. Yeah. I mean, so many episodes of me sitting there with, like, boobs and a deep voice. Surely someone has tracked, like, hey, they seem pretty gay. Like, that's valid.
Well,
So,
also the transition from he to they over the course of the band's function.
I'm not sure Contra was ever
A
he. I think he was always a they. No, shit. I think they were always a they.
Right.
And now I have more pronouns than that. Anyway, I'm trans. Yes. I want to fuck myself with my own fucking clone of Willie.
I mean,
Do it.
I am.
Here's
Gonna,
your
well, the
chance.
thing about it. I love how this is what dicking around is now. The thing
Literally
about it is,
dicking around.
I've been on estrogen for like a year and a half, right? The Willie I want to clone
is not the Willy that exists anymore.
No, it's not the Willie it used to be by any means. It doesn't stay like hard as long, and you have to stay hard like for 30 minutes when you clone a Willie.
Mm.
And it's good. It's gonna be a challenge. What?
Get you some Viagra.
Yeah, let me just go to Walmart and get some Viagra.
You can do
Even
that.
could you
man.
expect? Oh, you can't.
Not through Walmart. The American government for all of its majesty and all of its white maleness.
Yeah, but it's not going to send it to me.
No, you don't. You don't go to Walmart. You like go online and there's like a website or 17,000.
Don't you need a prescription for that?
They have doctors that just sign it off.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
Hopefully, it doesn't last for more than 4 hours.
Yeah, if it lasts more than 4 hours, you can clone 4 to 8 willies.
Mass-produced willies.
Like, here's your chance. If
Now
it
we're
fails-
manufacturing dicking around. Let's do it. Oh my god. This is what.
Special merchandise.
This is the special sexy episode. Oh,
The
can we tell you
special-
what the story's going to be?
No.
Oh, it's going to fit right into the special sexy episode. Okay. What's our recording time?
Just
I'm not breaking the fourth wall. Anyway. Manufacture more dicking around or tell a band story. Vote now. Call 1-800-555-DICK.
this isn't live.
It doesn't matter. I just want like 2 years from now somebody call 1-800-555-DICK and they're like, I want a band story.
Okay, I'll give you a band story. You know, that's what's
Go
gonna
ahead. I'm intrigued.
Comrade
now.
Contra was feeling pretty intense. Vampire stepdad. Did you see that tweet today?
No.
Oh, somebody tweeted at us. I think it was Oakley
No
or
way.
Dre
Somebody
or-
tweeted at us?
Somebody tweeted at
Oh my
us.
god. About
And
what?
it involved Vampire Stepdad.
Yeah.
And then it also involved you and synthesizers.
Yeah.
But then Vlad was like, well, it's going to be a great comedy, like a buddy cop movie.
That would be great. I would be down for that.
Yeah. And then I responded on our Twitter page with, one's an alien, the other a supernatural being. When Synthtopia is disturbed, they must form an unlikely duo.
The only thought I have in a buddy cop movie is like me trying to arrest somebody and just like, hold it right there.
You stay right there. I'm gonna be there in a second. Don't move. I'm coming. No, don't go up those stairs.
No, wait, don't go down the stairs. Shit. Have we told that band story? That's a quickie right there.
Oh, I think we did the first time we ever performed in public.
No. The band story about how we tried out for America's Got Talent.
Yeah, we told that one too.
Okay, about how I fell down the stairs twice.
Yeah, I don't know if we mentioned the falling down the stairs, but we mentioned the AGT audition.
Yeah. The only thing that I would want to add, if we haven't added it already, is basically in order to get down to the room where all we did was like we didn't have anything to do, so we just danced. We had to go down like 2 flights of stairs, and I was new to the boots, and I'm like death gripping the rail, just oh god, oh no, and I like fell twice. It was bad. It was bad.
It's like the strong bad. Looks like I'm going to have to
Jump! I totally heard that reference the other day.
Yeah,
Dangerous.
it's dated.
It is a little.
Two.
Dangerous 2. This time it's not Dangerous 1. So, 10-4. Man, we've done all kinds of dicking around today. Okay. So, band story?
Band story.
Okay. Because it's the Japanese sex dungeon episode, we're gonna tell one New Orleans story. Go ahead. I mean, this is episode 5.
I think so.
This is a good number to tell a New Orleans story.
I guess.
It's not the good one.
I mean,
It's the second good one, but it's still one of the best like band stories. Dude, Mr. Bixby's is the best New Orleans band story. Come on, don't
Now
mean.
everyone's going to but Mr. Bixby's. And
I
go
dare you to
go
Google
to the Google.
I dare you to Google it. Google Mr. Bixby's sex toy emporium and arcade. See if I give a shit.
so the Orlando trip, or not Orlando, New Orleans, was the first time Groove Machine went to a strip club.
Was it the first time you'd gone to a strip club?
It was.
Then why didn't you lead with both of you?
Well, because this is Groove's experience. Groove's the one who got the lap dance.
That's valid. Okay, so that's true. We were on Bourbon Street, right? We were screwing on Bourbon Street, and I swear to God, I'm the only person in the band that whenever we go somewhere, I'm like looking out the window of the car. I'm like, ooh, we went to New Orleans. Look at all the balconies and all the trees. It's so cool. Or, hey, look, we're in Detroit. Look how tall the buildings are. And y'all are always sitting in the car just like, there's a rocket stop like 2 blocks ahead. And I'm like, come on, guys. We're somewhere cool.
I mean, we saw the stuff.
You saw like one, and you're like, well, I saw a thing.
Bourbon Street and that whole area is like 5 streets that's all the same thing going down each road.
And that was upsetting. To be fair, that was upsetting. But the other streets around it were different.
I guess.
They were. We went to, what was the beignet place we went to? Cafe Beignet?
Cafe Beignet.
Yeah,
Cafe
Cafe
Du
Beignet.
Monde?
No.
Oh, no, we didn't go.
We didn't go there. It was
The
packed
line was too
to hell.
long.
Yeah, so we went to Cafe
We went to the
Beignet.
not as good one, apparently.
I guess. I loved it.
I mean, like, apparently it's just not as good as Cafe Du Monde.
It was fine.
Yeah.
It was hot
It was
and humid,
hot.
and we had to sit outside.
Yeah, it was. And I drank hot coffee
Yep.
while sitting outside in the humid.
And a bird kept flying around trying to get beignets. Like addicted to fucking powdered sugar. Coke addict bird.
Anyway, so we were on Bourbon Street. The Guardian and I decided we wanted to drink. And we got, it was one of those, I gotta find the camera. It's one of those cups that was like this tall. It was real narrow in the middle, but it was this tall. And
It was shaped like a big dick.
It had a flared head.
It was shaped like a big dick. We still have that cup at home.
No.
Yeah.
It has a flared head. That would be the worst part. The first part would be the worst part to put in. It has a flared head.
It has balls at the base.
That may be, but you don't insert the balls. You have to insert the head.
I didn't say that you
Japanese
use it
sex
like
dungeon
a dick.
episode, everybody! Yay! Anyway, so
It's a cup.
it's a big long cup, and it had 151 in it.
Yeah, okay.
It
That's
is.
alcohol.
Yeah, it is. It's strong alcohol. It's the kind of alcohol that's really fun to set on fire strong. So, it was like a strawberry daiquiri or something. We decided to get booze, and we're in New Orleans. We're trying to enjoy it, and y'all are just like, there's a strip club. We should go. And I'm like, no.
To be fair,
The strip club defense.
Groove had never gone, and he really wanted to.
They
I didn't care where the fuck we went as long as it wasn't hot.
And there was air
There's
conditioning.
literally a strip club behind one of the places we used to play in Louisville.
Wait,
They
you
got
thought
strip
about
clubs
going there, too?
everywhere.
You
Yes,
would let
but-
us go to that one.
You wouldn't. We were going to go after a
If
show
you
one
want to,
night.
I just don't have anything to do while y'all go to the strip club. It was different. I had a whole cup of booze. I didn't care if you went to the strip club this time.
Well, I mean, you could have bought booze at the strip club. There
Yeah,
was a
we're
two-drink
going to
minimum.
get to that. We're going to get to the strip club booze part of that story. So y'all decide that you want to go to the strip club.
To be fair, the Guardian would have gone too.
Y'all
was
can just
just
leave
you.
me alone out in the streets of New Orleans. See if I give a shit. I had
Look at
a
all
great
that
damn
beautiful
time.
scenery.
I had a great damn
Groove
time.
Machine also caught some scenery.
We're getting there. So, what? Y'all had to go into the strip club, and there was a 2-drink minimum, right?
Yes.
You got amaretto sour.
Yes.
What did you get?
I got whatever beer was suggested.
Yeah, and how'd that go?
It was the worst beer I've ever had. And I don't like alcohol all that much to begin with. So when I drink alcohol, tangent, it's basically ciders,
Yeah.
the traditional girly drinks.
Yeah,
the,
I'm
the
down with that.
The sugary, tasty beverages.
Yeah.
Or the occasional fancy, very expensive whiskey. Tastes like campfire, reminds me of Grandpa, basically.
All right.
Those are basically my drinks of choice. They had beer,
Well, they also had amaretto sour.
apparently.
I mean, they had an entire bar, but beer was just
But,
cheaper?
like, it was a 2-drink minimum, and I was never going to actually drink either of them. So I was just like, give me whatever is the cheapest and give me whatever you suggest.
Because someone had to drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they were like, here's these fancy Galaxy drinks. And I was like, okay, Galaxy beer. You know, we're space band. That makes sense. Might as well get those. So I sit down and I take the first drink and I'm like, almost spitting it out on contact. Because it's literally the worst beer I've ever had.
It's like, I tried it. I don't like beer in the first place.
Mhm.
It was gross.
It was the most bitter. It, like, take black coffee and just take all the water out of it, add more coffee to it, and then, like, darkest dark chocolate and, like, tree bark, and just, like, throw in some hops on top of that, and just brew it into, like, a bubbly cauldron, and then, like, piss in it or something, and then you've got beer.
I gave Eclipse of my amaretto sour to
Wash it out. Like, great, we'll wash it out with more alcohol.
So
At least it wasn't bad.
So how was your experience at the strip club? I want some detail in this too.
All right, so there were 3 girls working, and they had varying levels of ability working the pole.
Yeah, could you describe their levels of ability using like paint me a word picture, Groove?
Paint a Bob Ross band.
One, the first girl that was on, she was the best one with on the pole. She was literally a fucking acrobat.
She was the Asian lady, right?
Yes.
Yes.
She literally like climbed all the way to the ceiling.
Boobs were out, of course.
Yes.
But we were also sitting there together like, this is really impressive. Like, this is like
Wasn't it just y'all?
Huh? Yeah. Well, it was us two, an old couple at the bar, and then there was like one other guy that was just like by himself at a table.
He was kind of creepy looking.
His arm kept doing this. Like, I do this arm. He'll do it this, and just like under the anyway. So
anyway, quite impressed with the first lady.
The second one did not really do any pole work.
I don't remember the second lady.
what did she do? Just
She just shook her ass.
She did her thing.
She had a big ass and she shook it.
okay.
I liked it.
I mean, you're valid. I mean, it just
Yeah.
okay. Never mind. I was going to open a weird rabbit hole that we weren't going to be able to escape from. It's fine.
All right, and then there was Rose.
Yeah. And then there was the one whose name he still remembers to this day.
Rose checks a lot of my boxes. I can just.
Wait, what boxes are those, Groove?
Well,
Red hair,
I have a thing for red hair.
Yeah.
big old booty.
Yes.
Okay.
She actually like.
Good soundtrack.
Yeah, her soundtrack that she chose was actually really good. She was listening to like funk music and shit. Everyone else is. I mean, like the music was good. The chick who shook her ass, mainly rap music. The Asian lady who was good at working the pole was mainly R&B stuff. This was like 80s rock and like funk music that she would. So I was like, oh, that's cool. Whenever she got done, I said, hey, I like your music selection. And she's like, oh, that's the first time anyone's ever like complimented my music
Commented
selection.
on anything other than like the assets. What a strange situation that I'm in currently.
And then she's like, hey, would you like a dance? And I was like, sure. I've never had one before, so I was just like, this will be a fun experience.
What an experience it was.
It was.
Groove got taken to a private room.
Oh, I didn't know about the private room.
Yeah, they don't do it like right on the.
Well, I don't know. I've never been.
Just in front of God and everybody.
I went to the voodoo shop instead. That's really what happened on this trip.
There was like contact. I mean, she was like grinding on me and shit, but it's not like she wouldn't like grab me or anything.
There were the rules. You know,
It was
like the...
I can't touch.
Yeah.
It was like one song, more expensive than I thought it was going to be.
What song was it?
I don't even remember.
How expensive was
For
it?
that,
It was $40.
for the amount of money, you should have been able to pick your own song, and it should have been Solar Disco Flowers.
Have her dance to Pelvic Thrust.
No, that's only a 3-minute long song.
Yeah, it'd have to be Space Cowboy. That'll get you the biggest bang for your buck right there.
Goodbye, Space Cowboy.
Oh God.
Rocket set to space.
So, and
Grooves Rocket
I will
set to
say
something.
it was very awkward getting a lap dance.
Really?
Yes. Like, I'm in a relationship, so it's kind of weird for me in the first place. But I wasn't going to pass it up because I've never had it done before.
I mean, the act of exchanging cash for something of that nature. I mean, it would be awkward. I feel like if that. Because Guardian asked me if I also got a lap dance, and I was like, "Fuck no, I don't got $40."
Well, to preface it, they didn't actually give a price till I agreed to it.
Mm-hmm.
So then I felt bad and was like, well, I don't want to spend $40, but I've already said yes.
They get you every time
It's
like
too
that.
late to back out.
Yeah.
It was $40 for one song or $60 for three.
What a deal!
Ooh.
It is a deal.
Yeah.
You know?
I was like, I just want one because that's more than I wanted to spend.
It's not very thrifty.
So the dance was over and I came back out. Cliff was just like, how was it? I was like, it was a dance.
It was a dance.
It was a kind of dance.
My absolute favorite part about the strip club, it was very well air conditioned.
Yes.
It was a brisk, like 60 degrees in there the whole time.
I never thought it was
Well,
that
you know
hot.
why they do that, right?
I mean, to keep the nips
Yes.
hard, I would assume.
Yes.
But also because New Orleans is fucking hot and
Yes.
humid.
I didn't think it was that bad.
I thought it was terrible. But we also wear helmets and shit like 90% of the time. Not while we're out and about, of course, but you know, we're used to it to an extent.
I don't know, fam. I really thought the Pride show last year was
That was
worse.
rough.
It was rough.
Yeah.
Second band story. Oh, we haven't finished this band story yet. Hang on, we'll come to that one. So, this is where I came back in. Let's see. And this is one thing I wanted to discuss because it's another band inside joke that we never talked
Yes.
about. We were in the car, and of course, we were talking about, you know, the lap dance, and you know, and just all these experiences. And I think it was you. You were just like, "Yeah, I saw her butthole," and I'm like, "You looked at her butthole?" I wasn't like looking for it. It, you know, she just showed it. I'm like, so you looked at her butthole? Well, only this much butthole.
Because, I mean, they never removed their bottoms. So you only saw like the G-string, so you saw that much of her butthole.
that much butthole.
Yeah, roughly.
So now there's a measurement. The band has a measurement for how much butthole you see.
Good thing we aren't going to try and monetize this one.
I mean, we're not trying to monetize it, but we aren't famous enough for it to matter.
It's just funny because, like, this kind of talk is going to be like,
Not
this is
for
going to flag for
This video is not made for kids.
No.
No. Okay, so Pride last year. That's a quick story we can talk about.
Yeah.
It's in October.
That's where the infamous photo comes from. Of you without the bottom part.
I fucking hate that picture.
That's one of my favorites.
I'm glad. I have a lot more. I think the pictures of Dylan are better.
Dylan.
From Planet Booty.
Yeah, in Cincinnati.
Oh, yeah, the ones I took of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I looked at those a couple times the past couple days. No one. So it was October. It was October 10th or 15th. In the middle of October.
Should have
When
been
it's-
cold.
It should have been colder.
Yep. Well, the next week was freezing.
Yeah. It was like, what, 85?
Yep. And then the next week it was like 55.
So it's 85. The stage is black.
Yep.
We might as well have been playing on black asphalt.
No top.
No top. Nothing. Just you outside. So, that show was already stupid. You know, I have, like, arguments with myself, pretending I'm, like, the guy from who does the sound for that. And how, like, I'm always trying to, like, one-up him because he's such a jerk.
I didn't bring a rug.
Aww.
Him, that damn rug. He's all... So...
We can't be mean to the people that we work with still.
Yeah, but they're not going to watch our podcast.
I mean, maybe.
They don't. He doesn't even watch us on stage. I doubt he watches. Anyway, so, yeah. But I have like, well, I've got this now, and he's like, whoa. So, no arguments with myself.
Whoa!
You know that is every time that we've worked with him has been a bad experience.
Yeah, he's
But, yeah.
not very helpful. Anyway, so anyway,
Hot.
It was
It
hot.
was hot.
It was hot. One of my keyboards didn't work, so I had to take it off. It was very like, you have 15 minutes to set up. I have 3 instruments, plus, you know, the box that holds the laptop. Like, 15 minutes is like cutting into it. So we like tried to set up as much as we could in advance. We were pretty on point, and we just threw our crap on, and we went on stage, and we started playing.
Yep.
And that's when I learned one of the symptoms for heat exhaustion is, you know, inability to breathe.
Mm-hmm.
Whoops. Which I was okay. Like, I was just kind of dizzy. I was okay for most of the set until I started singing. And then it was just downhill from there.
Yep. By the time you were ready to fall, essentially, I was also about at that point too. We had to stop the "Don't Stop" part of.
Yeah, we were playing "Move Your Feet."
Yep.
And I was in the middle of it, and I was singing, and I'm like, I can't keep this up. I'm going to pass out. I can't keep this up. So I left the mic.
Yep. I tried to pick up where you left off to try and finish it out.
And I pushed the space bar on the laptop. I'm like, play a drum solo.
Yeah.
Yep. And now an impromptu drum solo from somebody who's also probably dying on the inside.
And I got off stage. And
I wasn't bad because I had the reflective.
That's right.
Mm.
You had like reflective pants.
You had a baked potato suit at that
So I was good. I was like,
luckily, our friend Dean,
point. Captain Dean.
Captain Dean, oh Captain, my Captain, Captain Dean, came over and helped me. He helped me get my helmet off and unzip my top, and it just took like 5 minutes. And I was like, okay, give me my helmet. And I went on without, you know, this part. And likes to make fun of me for it.
Oh, you said my name.
Well, we're gonna have to beep that part out. Actually, I've got an idea. No. Professor Eclipse. We're just gonna put that in there.
Okay. You might want to find the timestamp to figure out close to that.
No, usually when I know that there's stuff to be done, I'll just do it.
Okay.
I'll just watch it and I know about where it is. And
Okay.
so anyway, what were we talking about? We're gonna have to cut this whole fucking section out.
Professor Eclipse likes to make fun of the bottom face part. But I don't care about the bottom face part so much because it was the Louisville people that were like, "Oh, the purple's part of like your thing."
That was before that. Yeah, I had tried to go without.
Yeah,
because it's hard for me to sing in the microphone with this in the way. So I did it once, and one of the Louisville people was just like, "No, it's all weird. I don't like it." So I just don't. But I was too hot to wear the whole like jumpsuit. So.
Yep. That is one of those. We had our helmets off for a portion of that show.
I didn't.
Well, you had to take it off to like cool down.
I mean, maybe, but that was backstage.
Eh.
I got off the stage to do that.
Yeah, I didn't. My helmet came off.
mine stayed on.
We got complimented. I don't know if y'all knew that.
For being professionals and going on with the show or
Yep.
whatever.
They're like, "Oh, I'm so glad y'all like kept going."
Mm.
Like, "Yep, we did. We almost died." I remember the first thing we got off stage, and you sat down, and you were just like, "I'm gonna throw up.
Yep.
I'm gonna throw up. Here it comes. Here it comes. I'm gonna throw up." It's like, I know. It's
Like-
so bad.
Like, we want to get away from the instruments because I am 5 seconds from just blowing chunks all over everything. Never came. Never threw up. No.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Do what?
That's a plus because I don't take watching vomit very well. I mean,
The Groove Machine blows oil anytime he watches anybody else. Sat there for like a good 45 minutes, like during the drag show, just like, I'm probably going to throw up.
Yep.
It's going to happen.
Yep.
Luckily, it didn't. And this year, I don't know if we're doing Pride or not, because coronavirus.
It's valid.
Yeah.
I think it's looking bad.
I think so, too.
But we're going to have such a good next year show.
We'll have a whole new album to perform.
I don't know how much of the whole album will perform. We'll probably just pick the best songs from it.
Well, and we'll probably only have 15 minutes to set up, so...
We'll have only 15 minutes to set up. We only have 45 minutes to play.
Mm-hmm.
We have to play YMCA.
yeah.
As is a requirement
Yes.
by everybody.
By gay. Yes. It's gay law. So, gay law, Solar Disco Force must play YMCA at gay events.
It's kind of like bar law that you have to play Freebird anytime somebody screams it at you.
I'll do it.
I know you do. We should really learn a Solar Disco Force version of Freebird and then just, like, bust it out anytime it's asked for.
If I wasn't so busy, I would. But I'm busy.
I mean, valid. We've got nothing but time, really, until all this is over.
That's valid, except that time is already accounted for.
It is.
It was already accounted for, and I fell behind, and now it's worse. So,
You'll probably find a MIDI version of it, where most of the work's done for you.
but then it would not be. I mean, it's not a complicated song already, but then it wouldn't be a Solar Disco Force version. We'll have to make it. We'll have to redo most of it anyway.
Lots of synth solos.
Well, only the 2-minute one at the end.
Yeah.
Technically, you'd have to play it with me. There's 2 guitars and Freebird. You'd have to also play the solo with me.
That's fine.
Okay. Maybe the keytar will work by then.
Maybe.
That'd be fun. Let's see. So we talked about Pride and how high it was. And we talked about how much butthole you've seen.
About that much.
About that much butthole.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do that again? How big was the butt? You're like doing this. You're doing this. And I'm like, how big was it? The butthole is this, and how much you saw. Like, you're just like, the butthole. I'm like, whoa!
Some people gape, I don't know.
Jesus. Only in the Japanese Sex Dungeon episode. Okay. So, question time, right?
Question time.
Time for questions. Do we want to do the deep question or the silly question?
Let's
first?
start with a light question.
Valid. Have we ever... This is from Patrick Abel.
Okay.
I know him. He's cool. I used to play in a band or two with his son.
Okay.
He's cool. Very on the level. He loves us.
Great.
His question was, have we ever thought about putting tuba and banjo into the band? The answer is yes.
I do play tuba.
What? Okay. When was the last time you played tuba?
High school.
Yeah. I tried to play the trumpet. Yeah, I went to college for the trumpet. I tried to play it yesterday. How'd that go?
Not great for you.
No, it didn't. I can't imagine what you would do with a tuba.
Well, I played trombone a few years ago, like maybe a year before the band started. A little bit.
How'd
on
that
and
go?
off. Pretty good.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bigger mouthpieces. You don't need like quite as tight of an embouchure like right here to play a lower brass instrument.
But we have thought about
tuba is more of a lung capacity issue.
That's valid.
Like you're blowing through, about this much to try and get all that music out of that little mouthpiece.
I hate you. Anyway, we have thought about, especially trumpet and trombone. We talked about tuba once, just because like it would be one more thing.
And one more thing.
It'd be one more thing. Like we already 9-inch boots, synthesizers. Like we do not fit where we live.
And a full-blown sousaphone.
There is
just
no band like us where we live.
No.
I would almost argue there's no band like us in Kentucky. There's no band like us where we live for sure. One more thing, just add tuba.
Yep.
We've talked about adding banjo, not in any sort of serious capacity, but we've talked about it. There was a band. Okay, Let me hang on. It's like a game show. You ready for this?
Mm.
You'll say they're from Bowling Green,
Okay.
and you say they won't. They're not. Morning
Oh,
teleportation.
morning teleportation.
Yeah.
Where are they from?
Oregon.
See?
Bowling Green.
See? I called it. Ding, 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 ding. I win the Japanese sex dungeon game. So great.
I mean, they formed here, but they did all their stuff in Oregon.
I mean, it's whatever. Like Portland, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
That's
were
an
here
important distinction right there.
They were here first. They moved there. I'm not sure because they got signed on or not, but Isaac Brock, I think that's his name, from Modest Mouse, Glacier Records signed them.
Cool.
So that contributed to their move to the northeast or west.
When are we going to get
northwest.
signed?
When somebody recognizes us. It's hard to get a tax ID when you don't have.
Yeah.
You know?
We don't pay taxes.
You're alien, illegal.
That's fair. They're going to build a wall. I don't know where they're going to put the wall to keep me out, but they're going to build it. So
they've already built the wall.
No, they didn't.
It's a space wall.
Oh,
Space
they have
Force.
Space Force. Have you seen that on Netflix?
It's terrible.
It's not. It's funny.
bad.
It's not. It's funny.
not funny.
It is. I loved it.
The people who wrote The Office wrote it, and it's such a letdown compared to the previous shows that the dude's done.
Yeah, that may be, but I still thought it was funny. Like, I still think it's funny.
I guess.
It's at least interesting. It's just
I don't know.
I really like the juxtaposition
I think
between the 5-star general who thinks you can just do it, just send a bomb and fix everything together, and the doctor who's just like, please shut up. You have no idea what you're talking about. I like that.
It's kind of like the recent South Park where it's too real to be
Okay, that
funny.
I can see that
Because Space Force and let's just blow everything up.
Yeah. Did you see the episode where they thought there was a spy for India? Did you watch the whole thing?
Yeah, I watched the whole thing.
When they pulled up the video of the doctor, I laughed my butt off. I mean, I laughed my butt off. It was so fucking funny.
That butt is gone.
Gone. No butt. Actually, I've been on estrogen. I have kind of a butt now. It's great. What? Tuba and banjo. That's what we're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, so at one point we talked about covering...
Banjo disco.
No, we talked about covering
The solar
morning,
banjo force.
morning teleportation. You were like, let's play banjo disco. And I'm like, no. So, it's been talked about. It literally came up once. I used to own a banjo.
We talked about covering morning teleportation for the BG covers BG thing, I think. It was like one of the bands that was brought up. But the fight was between whether or not they were local or not.
That was something that was brought up. No, I won't say that. I'll get in trouble. I wasn't a part of that argument. That's all I'm saying.
Well, we were just trying to list bands, and you didn't have a big list, and neither did we. Because it was like, well, the only people that I know that we could cover are like Morning Teleportation, Cage the Elephant, or...
We determined Cage was cheating.
We did determine Cage was cheating.
Even though other people covered
Somebody else
Cage.
did cover Cage. It's a good cover. I don't know if you got the chance to hear it or not.
I haven't.
When they accidentally released it ahead of time on Bandcamp or whatever.
We released it ahead of time.
We did, but they released the whole thing ahead of time accidentally.
Oh.
And then Tidballs sent out the thing that was like, I guess this was released, and then the BG covers BG secret page was like, it's not supposed to be released yet. So then Tidballs had to delete it, and they had to lock it back up and stuff, and it'll be out in a while.
Yeah, they're anyway. So what was the other? Oh, the deep question.
Yeah, we're doing a sandwich. We got some deep meats coming.
Yeah, the question was art's impact on. It was so deep I forgot it.
Maybe you should look at it.
It was so deep. Dre sent it, but why do I have a shipping update to my order? This is why we don't have phones.
It might be why you don't have a phone.
Why is there a shipping update for my Amazon order? What Amazon order? What about my shoes?
This has nothing to do with the deep question. Deep question. How nice are them shoes? What kind of shoes are they?
Oh, this
platforms?
is just... God. Stupid phone.
Might as well bust out my phone.
No. I'm doing it. Can't believe this is my life. Load. Question was, what is your opinion of art as a means for social change?
Okay.
Sent by Dre. Social change. Art. Got it. What's
As
my
a
opinion about
means.
it as a means? What's my opinion about it? I am for using art for social change. That's my not very deep answer.
The not very deep answer is it's always been a means for social change. I mean, you look back as far as history goes, in a way. There's always been music in some aspect or another, like the war drums from like the ancient times, and
You're valid.
and then you go,
But was that social change or just...
well, I mean, it was
Change.
quite a social change to them. They either got murdered or conquered or, what have you. Fast forward several hundred years to 1,000 years, and you've got, the 60s with the hippie music. And
Nothing happened between there and there.
There's a lot of things that happen, but we're fast forwarding like the Big Bang Theory introduction, the intro theme song. Let's just go straight.
I would have gone with the Renaissance. We could have stopped there for a second.
Well,
I mean, when things became more available for everybody to read,
we could time travel all across time and space.
I mean, we could do like the French Revolution. I'm sure there was art created for that.
Vive la France!
Yeah.
Bonjour, tout à fait comment je m'appelle Professeur Eclipse. Et toi?
Hujambo. Gina Langu ni Contra.
Un de toi.
Watashi wa
I
Groove
knew
Machine.
it. Fucking knew it. Otachi
Oh, konnichiwa.
Watachi wa is my name is
Otachi wa.
Watachi.
Watachi wa.
Watachi wa
Okay.
Groove Machine des.
Groove Machine Days.
You would know it as Desu.
Densu. Okay.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
Oh my god.
None of us know a foreign language.
Godzilla.
I've always wanted to learn Japanese. It just seems like such a hard language to...
It's pretty.
Yeah. I dabbled into Icelandic for a hot minute while we've been quarantined. That is also a very hard language to learn.
Is that the one with like all the vowels that have lines through them and
The
stuff?
umlauts and
Yeah.
it's got a lot of those.
Are you getting Japanese stuff? Is that what you're doing? Are you turning Japanese?
Japanese!
Yeah, if this was me learning Japanese.
Oh, you were trying to learn like
The kanji.
the
and
kanji, the katakana. One of our Solar Disco Force t-shirts is in the katakana.
Which one?
The one that's in Japanese.
Which one?
The one that says Solar Disco Force in Japanese.
I don't remember that one.
We never bought any of them for ourselves.
Obviously.
People bought them, though.
Really? I don't remember that. I got one of my masks in.
Yeah?
Yeah, I got the Funk Force mask in.
Did you bring it with you?
No.
Oh, okay.
I thought we were recording in our respective houses. I didn't bring anything.
That's why we're recording in the
In the
office.
Japanese sex dungeon. Otherwise known as Groove's office.
It's definitely not known as the Japanese sex dungeon.
It is now.
I did take French in college.
I took one day of Swahili in college.
Swahili. I had French with a professor named Dr. Love,
Cool.
and it's the language of
I
love.
feel like I know who that is.
And he essentially refused to speak English in the class.
Oh crap.
Like day one, it was like, "Hello, my name is Dr. Love, and everything I say after this sentence is going to be in French.
Bonjour.
Bonjour."
Je m'appelle Dr. Love.
Yeah.
Le plume.
He
There you go.
did speak more in English, but the furthest things that I got out of that was "Bonjour, je m'appelle Professeur Eclipse," and then "Je suis du tennis."
Oh my god. We've totally avoided this question. We're going to have to come back.
Fromage.
But, you know my favorite damn French word? Have I ever told you this?
Baguette.
No. Bifle.
Biffler.
No, it's Bifflet. It's Bifflet. Biflet.
Okay.
I dated a girl. She was fluent in French. Biflet. To take your dick and slap someone with it.
Also known as a mushroom stamp.
Yeah, it's French for mushroom stamp. Biflet.
You know, the German language has a lot of words that convey very specific things.
Isn't there a word for like for somebody who wants chocolate and bacon at the same time or something like that?
I'm sure there probably is. I know, like the words that everybody knows, like Schadenfreude.
Yeah, that's a complicated word.
Taking pleasure in the pain of others.
Yes.
My favorite is Flammenwerfer.
Yep, I also like Flammenwerfer.
It werfs flamin'.
Yes, it's just a Flammenwerfer. It werfs It's a flamethrower.
Oh, okay.
Flammenwerfer. I knew about the Flammenwerfer.
There's lots of memes that are just like anything that's like
anything German. It's like Flammenwerfer. This is a Flammenwerfer. It werfs flamens.
Okay.
And you get really long ones, and it's just.
There's like what is like Panzer or something.
Panzerfaust.
Yeah. It Faust Panzers.
It Faust Panzers.
I know Ich liebe dich.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I know what that is. It took me a second. I did a little German on like Duolingo. I know some things.
I could not go anywhere and have a conversation with anybody with a different language.
That's right.
I could just get... I've wanted to do a thing where I learn like a sentence in every language, and that sentence is, I'm sorry, I'm shit at insert language. Do you know English?
Valid.
And then that way, in any situation, we'll be able to transition back into a language that I'm comfortable with.
No hablo inglés. I'm sorry, no hablo español. Not bad. Other way around.
Yeah. But the likelihood of going to another country right now is 0.
Yeah.
There's like 2 countries that'll even let Americans in.
Even though I applied for a passport.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for that. It's to change the gender marker on my driver's license.
Oh, okay.
I have this big fear about going to man jail.
Did you know that Pennsylvania has a non-binary option now?
Some states do.
Yeah.
We don't. We are dumb. So, yeah.
You can petition Andy.
I feel like Andy's busy.
Andy is a little busy.
Yeah. I feel like he doesn't really care about my plights of gender markers.
Get it on Patty's docket. Patty.
I could totally do that.
Yeah, we know Patty.
Yeah, we know Patty. Anyway, so we got off topic. So art is a means for social change, and our opinions thereof. My opinion is that I said this already. I approve of using art as a social means for social change, and one day I would like to use art as a means for social change. But this band is not really a vehicle for using art as a means for social change. This, I would say, a lot of the music, especially stuff that's not like pelvic thrust, has a lot to do with
shaking your ass.
No,
Yes.
has a lot to do with like relatable experiences.
Shaking your ass.
A lot of the stuff you're writing right now is relatable experiences. Goodbye Space Cowboy is a relatable experience.
Right.
Sexy Robo Fantasy is not really a relatable experience
It is
whatsoever. Is it?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes. The strip club was a sexy robo fantasy.
I guess.
You didn't wear your helmet. I'm not counting it. Boo. So it less to do with like I don't know. The only real like social change that our band does is 2/3 of us are pretty gay.
Yeah, there's a lot of we do a lot of social stuff. Like we do the Pride festivals.
Yeah, of course we do.
We've made comments on wearing the masks and stuff like that.
I mean, yeah, the band has like an opinion, a very progressive opinion about things.
We're very progressive.
I don't know. I feel like you have to be pretty progressive to be in a band like this.
Well, there was Goron.
I was going to say something Goron flying into the sun. But we are not talking about that. We will get in trouble. Goron flew into the sun. That's it. So,
Well, Goron was a temporarily reformed evil villain.
That's
villain.
valid. That's valid.
Yeah. So social change.
So
Some of the music that we've been writing, especially lately, kind of has those messages, like the relatable experiences, but it's because we're all experiencing the same bullshit right now.
that's a little valid.
We haven't, like, gone more like the Proto-Men, I guess. That would be the closest thing that I could say. Would be, like, the social change, like, light up the night and, like, burn this shit down.
Oh, you mean we're not like an Antifa communist machine?
Well, you are.
Yeah, but I don't use the band as a vehicle for that.
Not yet.
No.
How long before the sickle thing shows up on the...
That'll be like one of my like synthwave albums.
Like a big sequence, like sickle on like your coat or whatever.
Like it just appears in the middle of the star.
I have
now
so
we've
many
given
things
them
to say
ideas.
to you right now. No, I don't think so. I don't think I could use Solar Disco Force to really push a communist kind of idea. I mean, I am communist, but I don't like. The most communist you're going to get from the band is "Goodbye Space Cowboy," and yeah, that's only if you know like what the meaning of "Goodbye Space Cowboy" is.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the lyrics, more so now, I think, than before, are a little bit deeper. I mean, the first album, especially, was not very deep at all. It was more just like, let's go get a space pizza.
The deepest
Let's pelvic
song,
thrust.
The deepest song was probably "Brothers."
Mm.
And even then, it was pretty obvious as to what that song was about. So, and it wasn't a very good song. It could have been. It's like Sexy Robo Fantasy. It just didn't pan out correctly.
I don't know, some people, Sexy Robo Fantasy is their favorite song.
That one person, yes, it's their favorite song. We love you, Amanda. Anyway, but okay. So, did we answer this question? I mean, I approve using art as a means for social change. We're not really doing that because it's really outside of our purview. But
how effective it is, I don't really know for sure. Like,
it's plenty effective.
It's effective to an extent, but it's not like
Banksy did some stuff.
Who?
Banksy.
Banksy always does. Banksy could be. I'm Banksy.
You're not Banksy.
Okay, I'm not
but I
Banksy.
mean, like some of Banksy's like really early work had to do with like he. Are we using he pronouns for Banksy?
I would probably use a they. I don't mean.
I'll throw out a they. They're really big. Like they used to spray paint everything, and one of the things they used to spray paint was like a little girl who had let go of a balloon, and that was supposed to mean a lot of things, like how everything's like moving away from the common people, and how things are changing all the time, and how our dreams are drifting. It could have been a lot of things.
Yeah.
And then after that, because Banksy started getting really famous, Banksy started making a lot of social commentary about the rich and things like art auctions because of the rich. So Banksy did stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still rich, so I guess they didn't, But, yeah, they did. Their art was it ended up being kind of a machine for social change. I have trouble at the moment thinking of other things because I don't art and history together. I history a little, and I art a little, but I don't art history.
Well, I'm sure the context of the question also is more to do with music in our case than actual artwork.
Muse is doing stuff.
Hey! Muse?
Yeah, Muse?
Like the band Muse?
Yeah.
Okay.
Green Day's American Idiot was real big about anti-Bush.
Yeah, and then it went right over like 99% of their fans' heads.
Did it go 99% over the fans' heads, or did it go 99% over where we're from his heads?
I mean, that's possible. I know whenever we were growing up in high school, American Idiot came out, and then like one of the biggest like Republican kid like family, whatever, loved Green Day and loved American Idiot. But his perspective of it was liberals are American idiots. And I'm like, I don't think that's what that means.
Did they listen to the words?
They did. but they gathered a completely different ending to it. It's like 2 plus 2 should equal 4, but it doesn't.
You know what? Why don't you wake me up when September ends? So, that's right. I did do that. Don't. Oh my God! We told a story about how much butthole there was, and you used this for butthole. But wake me up when September ends. That's the facepalm of the day.
It got over radio played.
I
Oh
don't
yeah, it totally did.
I don't like Green Day in the slightest. I never have.
Yeah, well, I won't say that. Anyway, I'll tell you in a minute. Okay, so last question. What was the last question? Oh, what's your favorite hentai? Jersey Weiss sent us another email. What's your favorite hentai?
It wasn't a question for all of us.
No, it was a
That was
question specifically for you.
Um,
Since we're in the Japanese sex dungeon.
I don't really have a favorite. Because truthfully, I don't really watch a lot. I play visual novels. I guess that would count.
That would have been, okay, that would have probably been the best answer, but, that's not really clear to our fans. So what is your favorite visual novel, Groove?
I was partial to The Fruit of Grisaia.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's all you're getting.
What about the one with the school that you made me play?
Oh, Katawa Shoujo?
Yeah.
It was my favorite. It's the first one I ever played.
Really?
Yes.
It's not the only one I ever played. We played the pigeon one.
Fucking pigeons.
More people know about the pigeon
hint.
game. Do you know about the pigeon game?
No.
What's the pigeon game called?
Hatful Boyfriend?
Yeah, Hatful Boyfriend. It's on Steam.
Oh, okay.
It's Okay. It exists in a world.
You're a pigeon.
No, you're not a pigeon. You are not a pigeon.
Oh, there are pigeons.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Basically, you're a human girl who ends up going to a pigeon school.
Okay.
Where the pigeons are smart enough to have a school. And it's like a dating simulator.
For pigeons.
To date pigeons. But you're a human.
It's pretty crappy.
Some people love it.
I'm sure they do.
I don't. Dude, we have to play I Love You, Colonel Sanders. Dude, we could do that for the band. The band could play I Love You, Colonel Sanders. You gotta play I Love You, Colonel Sanders with us.
I'm good.
No, we'll all sit on the same couch. We'll set up the camera. Hey, put in the comments below if you want us to play I Love You, Colonel Sanders.
Is that KFC that came out? Like, where you date Colonel Sanders?
Yes! We need to do that. Vote in the comments below. I'll ask people on Facebook too if they want to see us play I Love You, Colonel Sanders.
We have to go to KFC and get chicken if we do.
I'm vegetarian.
Well, sucks for you.
I'll get...
Eat some mashed potatoes.
You're only vegetarian when people or unless people buy it for you. That
You know what?
Like
You
your
buy me
rules of
chicken.
I'm not
Yeah.
buying shit. I'm not buying money.
I buy the mashed potatoes, you buy the chicken.
I have literally $1 in my pocket until tomorrow.
Well, you buy the chicken then.
Okay.
Sounds great. And we'll eat chicken and we'll play I Love You, Colonel Sanders.
Not a sponsor.
Could be.
KFC, not a sponsor. SDF.
No.
Oh no. I played a little bit of it. It's exactly as ridiculous as you think it is.
I'm sure.
It's totally off the wall. For the little I've played. My favorite, I like how this is what we're talking about now. My favorite dating simulator is Monster Prom. I like Monster Prom.
I've never played a dating simulator.
It's fun.
The closest I could even maybe consider a dating simulator would be Stardew Valley.
That kind of, yeah.
And it has a dating component, but that's only one of a lot of the things that game is.
It's like Animal Crossing, but you could date the villagers. That's what Stardew Valley is.
Sort of, kind of.
It's like, hey, Anka, come date me.
Date the Pharaoh cat.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have a really asexual kind of appeal to the Animal Crossing characters. I can't think of one that I'm just like, I'd love to date this one. No. Just can't.
I don't know if we were getting into furry territory and talking about which Animal Crossing characters.
Go ahead, Professor Eclipse.
I don't know. Velma, the goat lady person.
The what?
She's like she wears orange like Velma, the Scooby Doo.
Yeah, but what
character.
kind of animal is she?
Huh?
What kind of animal is she?
A goat lady.
Okay.
Thing. I don't know. I gave her goth clothes and made her like a demon worshipping goat lady on my game.
Nice. Oh, I still need to get rid of Pietro or whatever.
Oh, the
Pietro?
clown?
Yeah, I
Creepy
got
ass fucking clown.
Yes.
Creepy clown time.
Thank God I have friends who are like, I want. I'm like, great. Take. So,
I can speed that up for you if you want.
please do. Please, God.
You'll just
Dude.
have to get someone to come take Pietro from you then.
That's fine. I can do that. I have people in line. I like how this is what we're talking about. Anyway, so I think that's going to be the end slide for Solar Disco Force Super Show, the podcast
This is a
soundtrack.
weird episode.
It was in a Japanese sex dungeon.
It's not a sex dungeon.
I see nary a sex dungeon-y type toy in here. I mean, there's a lot of toys. But
Your all's place would be more of a sex dungeon than mine.
Who's my place?
Anybody's but mine. I don't have anything like that here.
Groove has kids. Kid.
I have
You
zero.
know,
I have
my house would be closer to a sex dungeon than your house.
I have zero.
But my
sex
house
toys.
isn't as Japanese as your house, so your house is the Japanese sex dungeon. So, anyway, that's the end of this episode. Be sure to ask us questions, email us, Facebook us. Do we have Twitter? You can ask us questions on Twitter at Solar Disco Force. You can ask us questions on Instagram at Solar Disco Force. If you happen to see us on the street and feel like you have to ask us a question, we'll answer it. Ask us questions. What else do we need people to do? Go to our website, www.solardiscoforce.com. Also, push the... Dang it, I always forget where the camera is. Push the subscribe button. And
the website's
smash
right here.
the like button.
Website's right
Yep.
here.
Yeah, go poke the screen right on Drew's face.
Hit Groove right in the face.
And please go to our website and buy merch because we're poor and we can't even gig because of the pandemic. So, we love you, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
My quarantine beard.